Hello and welcome to the Thelema's Banquet story. Shadow Avatar. It's kind of side mission, I don't know where I categorize it. But yeah, if you remember, we did indeed got invited there, and yeah, to our original version of Langchu and Oshio, or of Mars. Whatever happened in the chapter 3X, a little bit disturbing, but like worrying, more to say. But yeah, let's check out our usual Thelema and stuff. Maybe we also see Songque. The shadow calamity has eradicated and the darkness looming, then Langchu disappeared gradually. You and Sandia received an invitation from Lantern to meet with her at the Masquerade Corridor. Okay, Sandy is there. That's good. Ask Lantern about the current situation. Wait, isn't it a banquet? Why does it sound so serious, Al?
时间正好，你们很准时。
Good, you are both on time.
这是，等，你叫我们来这里，就是因为这个吗？
It's Lantern. This is why you called us here? There was a strange shadow in the masquerade of corridor. Familiar, oppressive, panic-inducing feeling. This should not have been happening at a moment like this.
这也是影子带来的影响？怎么可能？廊丘的影灾应该已经被全部消灭了才对。
Is this also the influence of the shadows? How can it be? Langchu's shadow calamity should have been completely eradicated.
严格来说，这只是灾害残存的力量，姑且把它当作假面回廊特有的异象吧。
Strictly speaking, those are only the residual power from the calamity. You can treat them as anomalies unique to the Masquerade Corridor.
不算棘手，却很麻烦，因为
They are not difficult, just troublesome. Because
对别人的家事大声议论，可不是什么好习惯。
灯，
it's poor manners to discuss about others' private matters so loudly. Later,
我不喜欢被人越俎代庖。努特里斯科家也没有向不相干的人求援的传统。
I don't like people overstep their boundaries, and the Nutrishu family does not have the tradition of relying on unrelated individuals for help. Thelema walked slowly from the depths of the corridor. Although she tried to maintain her prideful posture, her languid steps and slightly exhausted expression exposed her current condition.
看来影的力量流失带来的后遗症还需要一段时间才能恢复。
Looks like it will take some time to recover from the aftereffects of losing the shadow's power.
瑟利姆，无意冒犯，我正要和你谈谈这件事。
Thelema, I don't mean to offend. I was just about to talk to you about this.
我想和你们联手解决回廊的异象。
I want to work together with you to resolve the anomalies in the corridor.
联手，自作主张的造访，自作主张的叫来帮手，自作主张的要替我解决问题。真该在你上一次登门的时候就把你拒之门外。
Work together. You came here arbitrarily, called for support arbitrarily, and claimed to help me resolve a problem arbitrarily. I should have shut you out the last time you came.
你没有必要这样，我不过是想帮你。
There's no need to act like this. I just want to help you.
帮我？你还真是妄自尊大。你认为自己有什么能力，又有什么立场替我解决麻烦？
Help me? How arrogant of you. Do you think you have the ability and position to help me solve my problems?
还是说，你觉得我已经弱小到连这样简单的问题都处理不了？
Or perhaps you think I have become too weak to even handle such simple matters? Lantern was rendered speechless. In the quiet masquerade corridor, the brief silence seemed terrifying. But thankfully, there was a girl here who could easily break the silence in any situation. Nadia!
不要一见面就聊这么严肃的话题嘛，都快把我绕糊涂了。我和寻梦者之所以会到回廊来，除了受到灯的邀请，也是想和瑟利姆打个招呼呀。
Don't talk about such a solemn topic as soon as we meet. You have got me all up confused. Dreamseeker and I came here not only because Lantern invited us, but also to pay Thelema a visit.
说到这个，瑟利姆，寻梦者讲过，这座回廊里的机关都受你的思想控制。那么我们能进入回廊，一定也得到了你的许可，对吧？
Speaking of which, Thelema, Dreamseeker said that the mechanism in this corridor is controlled by your thoughts. The fact that we could enter this corridor means that you have given us your permission, right?
所以呢？
Yes, and so?
不算寻梦者在梦里的经历，我们还是第一次到回廊来。瑟利姆，这次可以带我们四处走走看看吗？拜托拜托。
Aside from Dreamseeker's experience in her dream, this is our first time here. Thelema, can you show us around here, please? Pretty please? Wait, you... Oh my god, how much back did we went in our dream?
如果只是这样的请求，我从不会怠慢前来造访的客人。跟我来吧。
If it's a mere request like this, I never snack on my hospitality. Follow me. Oh no, please. I spent like like whole episode, I think, in Thelemas Masquerade Corridor.
那作为谢礼，就让我们帮你解决回廊里的异象吧。
Awesome. As a token of gratitude, let us help you resolve the anomalies in the corridor.
绕了这么一大圈，还是打算多管闲事吗？我记得自己刚刚说过，我不喜欢被人越俎代庖。
You beat around the bush, but you still intend to meddle in my business after all. I remember saying that I don't like people who overstep their boundaries.
才不是呢！就像你会考验每一位客人一样，对我们来说，这也是参观的一部分。
That's not it. Just like how you have to test every visitor, to us, this is also just a part of our tour here.
没错，我们也很好奇，回廊会诞生出怎样的异象。
That's right. We are really curious. What kind of anomalies have appeared here in the corridor?
好吧，好吧，我接受你们的请求。只不过，作为客人，你们必须听从我的安排。灯，你也一样。
Fine, fine. I accept your request. However, as guest, you must listen to me. The same goes for you, Lantern.
瑟利姆，明白了。
Thelema? I understand.
好耶！那瑟利姆，客随主便，都交给你安排啦。快给我们讲讲这些异象到底是怎么回事。
Great! Then, Thelema, as guest, we will follow your arrangement to a T. Quick, tell us, what's up with these anomalies? Thelema scoffed lightly as her answer, and walked towards an anomalous entity at their side.
只是一些不足为道的小麻烦。
Just some insignificant trifles.
修建假面回廊初期，我动用过一点影子的力量，在剧消散之后，这份全能有不小的变化，假面回廊自然也受到了些许影响。最大的影响就是这些待清理的淤积。
When I first constructed the Masquerade Corridor, I used a bit of the Shadow's power. After perception vanished, this authority has changed considerably. Masquerade Corridor has also been affected. The biggest effect is all these sediments that have to be cleaned.
听起来像是重新装修了房子，但留下了一些建筑垃圾。
It sounds like you are renovating a new house. But there are construction waste left behind?
这么解释起来，倒是确实感到只是小麻烦了呢。那么我们要做什么呢？
When you phrase it like that, it does feel trivial. Then, what should we do?
很简单，既
Simple.
然是垃圾，
Since
把
they are
它们通通
garbage,
净化就好。
just clean
就
them
像这
out.
样，
Like this. Yeah, is this actually a fighting event?
这样就解决了吗？
That's all?
这只是个开始。这样的虞姬遍布回廊的每个房间，有一些还会触发机关。倒是个好机会，可以带你们逛遍整个回廊。
This is only the beginning. Those sediments are scattered in every room of the corridor. Some of them even trigger mechanism. It's truly a good opportunity for me to guide you through the entire corridor.
还会吸引敌人。遇到战斗的情况，司令姆，
On top of that, some sediments also attract enemies. When it comes to battle, Thelema. Thelema glared at her coldly.
我知道你要说什么，但是，就像我从没有怜悯过深陷无穷战斗的你，我的选择也不需要你来智慧。
I know what you want to say, but just as I have never pitied you, someone who is entangled in endless battle, you don't get to make decisions for me.
好啦好啦，遇到敌人，我们一起揍扁他们不就好啦？斯蒂姆，快带我们去下一个房间吧。
Alright, alright. If we encounter enemies, we will pummel them together. Come on, Thelema, bring us to the next room.
走吧。啊，顺带一提，因为全能的改变，回廊的结构也有些变化，你们可要跟紧我，不然我可不确定你们会迷路在什么地方。
Let's go. By the way, the structure of the corridor has also been altered thanks to the change in the authority. You have to follow me tightly. I won't know where you will end up if you get lost.
哦，这就是常说的那种大到会迷路的豪宅吧？那可要好好逛逛了，在屋下很难见到呢。
Oh, this is it, isn't it? A mansion so huge that you couldn't get lost within. I must take a good look around. It's rare to see this in Osha.
我倒是在这里徘徊了很久，虽说是在梦里。
It's true that I wandered here for a long time, although that was in a dream.
是因为我的缘故吗？抱歉。
Was it because of me? Sorry. Even chapter 2 was a dream?
不用为自己没做过的事道歉，而且能提前欣赏回廊华丽的装饰，也不是件坏事。
You don't have to apologize for something you didn't do. Besides, it's not so bad to admire the luxurious decoration of the corridor events.
那当然，假面回廊的每一处设计都得经过我手，整个廊丘还没人能质疑我的品味。
Of course, every part of the masquerade corridor was personally designed by me. There's nobody in the whole of Langchu who would question my taste.
虽然弯弯绕绕、构造复杂，但外观的确很华丽。
Even though the structure is complex with all its twists and turns, it looks gorgeous.
你这话，好吧，我姑且当作是在夸奖我。
What are you trying to say? Never mind. I will take it as a compliment for now.
那蜿蜒的道路展现出设计者复杂的设计思路，这样算在夸你吗？
This winding passage demonstrates the design's complex philosophy. Is this a compliment to you?
我接受了，可以不用再夸奖下去了。
I accept that. There's no need to continue.
好啦，我们前往下一个房间吧。
All right. Shall we head to the next room? Oh. Oh, we have lantern to play with. So even our adventure in Masquerade of Corridor, like it was chapter 2, is still...
果然，这种虞姬会带来烦人的小东西。
动手吧！上来，爆炸！我会让你们化作齑粉。
Even our adventure are still also part of a dream. So much! Oh my god, this all dream stuff and so.
那边的影子挡
Shadow
住门
over
了。
there are blocking the door. Looks like it won't be easy.
很简单，这里
Simple.
的机关
The
刚好被
mechanism
启
here
动。
was just activated.
看见那边了吗？设计精巧的
See
反
what's
射
over
装置，
there?
以及
The carefully
华丽
crafted
的
reflection
灯光。
device.
好，我们动手试试看吧。
Like basically a puzzle. I usually don't do anything which has to do something with combos, but we do have here some dialogue, so not that bad. In general, let's just relax. What should I do? Open? Can I rotate it? Oh, okay, I have to eradicate. Oh, okay, and then rotate here too. And then rotate the last one. And done. Wait, the chest. Oh my god, I probably didn't even gather all the chests, by the way. Next puzzle. How do I move you around? Probably no. Rotate. That's the one. Move. Oh, okay. Now we unlocked. Okay, and rotate and rotate. I see. Again, easy enough. Go with Thelema a little bit. People do
这
really
个房
like
间也
this
暂时无法
design.
通过。
What can we do in...
那是
Can't go into the next room either. When you touch the mechanism, a familiar voice echoed.
不要觉得你的回答能愚弄我，在这里，好好的直面你的内心吧。
Distant voice. Is this? It's not Vita, right? Don't think that your answer is fooling me. Here, you will have to face your innermost thoughts.
听起来
Oh, this is Thelema.
是瑟利姆
Okay.
曾经的录音。
I was hoping it's Vita. Okay, I'm a little bit Vita biased here. Huh? This sounds like a recording of Thelema's voice.
这个装置也被启动了吗？原本它就靠影的力量驱动，倒是不稀奇。
Was this mechanism activated too? It relies on the shadow's power to operate. So it's no surprise.
只不过，现在控制它的人并不是我。影的全能重组，不但让我们的力量流失，也影响到了这些造物。
But I'm not the one controlling it now. The Shadow Authority has been restructured. Not only are we losing our powers, it can also affect this creation.
就算置之不理，它的力量多半也会在不久之后消散。但曾经的工具变得不受控制，还真是令人不愉呀。
Even if I ignore it, its power will likely dissipate soon enough. But it really displeases me to lose control over my past tools.
所以，瑟利姆，这是用来做什么呢？
So, Thelema, what does this do?
它 它曾经是努特里斯科家族的拷问装置，不过拷问有些太过粗俗，于是我略作改造，让它成为了我宴会的审核道具。
It used to be the Nitrisus family interrogation mechanism. However, its interrogation was too unsophisticated, so I modified it slightly to be a tool that revives my banquet guests. That's a slightly modification.
宴会的审核道具，
Reviews your banquet guests?
赴宴的客人们明明对我有所求，却总会隐瞒一些内心最深处的东西。但既然来到这里，只有对我敞开心扉，才能由我支配。
Other guests at my banquet evidently have something they want from me, but always hide something in the depths of their heart. But since they have come here, they must open themselves up to me so that I can dominate them.
只要启动了装置，就得直面他的问题，给出发自真心的答案。根据答案的倾向，我会把他们安排在宴会最合适的位置上。
Once the mechanism is activated, they have to face its questions and answer truthfully. Depending on their answer, I will arrange the most suitable position at the banquet for them.
如果对他撒谎，会发生什么？
What happens if I lie to it?
那样的人还从未出现过，一旦站上去，就代表愿意接受他的支配，当然，也是我的支配。受我支配的人，难道还有能够对我说谎的吗？
There's no one who has done so yet. Once you step forward, it means that you are willing to accept its domination. Of course, that's also my domination. How can anyone I dominate lie to me?
哦，说了这么多，这其实就只是一次真心话大冒险嘛。
Oh, after all that explanation, it's just like a game of truth or dare.
这么复杂的审核道具，在你这里倒是成了真心话大冒险。
Is it such a complicated tool for review as a game of truth or dare?
用游戏的方式来诠释，也算是一种有趣的理解方式。我并不讨厌这样的解读。
It's interesting to explain it as a game. I don't dislike this way of interpretation.
既然如此，让我们启动一下试试看吧。
In that case, let's activate it. Oh my god, this is Chinese? Ah, no, okay,
问
we
题
have...
不是完整的。
The question is incomplete. What was the question? Damn.
要有直面内心的决心，才能看到完整的问题。否则每一次审核都明码标价，岂不是很没趣？
You have to be true to your heart to see the complete question. Otherwise, each review comes with a price tag and it makes everything boring.
倒是很有你的做派。那么，第一个问题谁来回答呢？
That's typical for you. So, who will answer the first question?
让我来试试吧。仔细一想，我好像也没什么可隐瞒的事情呢。毕竟从遇到寻梦者以来，我们就一直待在一起。除了他去上课的时候。
Wait, let me try. When I think carefully, there's nothing I need to hide about myself. Since the first day entropy I met, we have stayed closely together. Except for when she was attending classes.
毕竟那些课真的很真的很难，我一个字也听不懂。
Those classes were such a bore. They were really difficult, and I could not understand a word.
既然是我亲手制作的装置，我也愿意示范。
Since I crafted the instruments myself, it would be only fair for me to set an example for you.
为防止发生意外，我先不参与了。由谁作答？寻梦者，你来决定吧。
In case of any accident, I will count myself out for now. Dreamseeker, you decide who answers the question. I don't even know what the question is. I kind of did not read what the question is. Okay, Senna, let's go. You choose enter the segment of your memories. Which part would you choose? Choose erase a segment of your memories. Which part would you choose?
问题倒是预料中的问
Huh?
题。
That question come with the countdown?
我大概会删除第一天去上游泳课的记忆吧。
I probably would delete my memory of the first swim class. Okay, what happened in the first swim class? Speaking of first swim class, as I remember, that it is literally in Senadia's trailer when they were asking her for a trailer. Thelema? Asking for the...
还有倒计时，真麻烦。
There's a countdown too. How troublesome.
一些营造紧张感的小装饰罢了，给不够坦诚的受验者一点惩罚。当然，只是些不值一提的恶作剧。
Just a minor function to create a nervous atmosphere. A punishment for those who are not honest enough. Of course, it's also just like a little prank.
倒计时开启后，无论是拒绝回答还是说出违心的答案，都要付出相应的代价。虽说至今为止，还没有谁如此大胆，敢挑战我的权威。
Once the countdown begins, if you refuse to answer or lie, you will have to pay the price. Although nobody has ever been daring enough to challenge my authority.
希娜，感觉如何？
Sena, how do you feel?
该怎么说呢？站上去之后，有种被人紧紧盯着的感觉，不自觉的就把答案说出来了。
How should I put it? After I stepped on it, it felt like someone was staring intensely at me, and I answered subconsciously.
希娜，为什么想要删除第一天去上游泳课的记忆？我记得当时明明挺开心的。
Sena, why do you want to erase the memories of the first day you went for swimming class? I remember that you were pretty happy back then.
啊，是你比较开心才对吧？第一天上课的时候，我呛到了好多次，而且还一直抱着你喊救命。
You were the happy one. I choked so many times during our first class and held on to you so tightly as I screamed for help.
不想回忆第二次了。
I don't want to recall it again.
好在从那以后，我无师自通就学会了，听起来很酷吧？
Thankfully, I learned it on my own after that. Sounds cool, right?
居然是这个原因，你就不怕删除记忆后忘记怎么
Oh my
游
God.
泳吗？
So that's why. Aren't you afraid that you will forget how to swim if you erase that memory?
好像完全没想到这个可能。
I didn't think of that.
那瑟利姆呢？如果是你的话，会怎么回答？
What about Thelema? How would you have answered?
我吗？我不会删去任何一段记忆。
Me? I would not erase any of my memories.
哦，一段也没有吗？不愧是瑟利姆，竟然从来都没做过让自己后悔的事。
Oh, not a single part? As expected of Thelema, you have never done anything that you regretted.
后悔也好，痛苦也罢，作为享乐之术，我自然要全情享受人生的每分每秒，即便现在也是这样。
Be it regret or suffering, at the show of pleasure, I must thoroughly savor every second of life, even in my current state. As Thelema spoke, she smirked at Lantern, who was next to her.
不过，对于自始至终都在遭受磨难的人来说，或许很难理解我的乐趣。
But for someone who has always been tortured, it's hard to understand my interests, I suppose.
是很有瑟利姆风格的答案呐。
An answer that fits Thelema perfectly. Thelema.
好了，既然通过了考验，我们赶紧去下一个房间吧。
Alright. Now that we have passed the test, let's hurry to the next room. Move deeper in the corridor and hit the next room. Thelema will stay there?
这些装置的造型怎么样？我的审美还不错吧？
确实很漂亮。
Look nice. Okay, where can I activate the device? Yeah. I cannot rotate you. How do I? Move. And that opens and the one up. Rotate and move up. Check the mechanism in the room. Activate first. Rotate and move. Then rotate and move. And then how do I probably move up? And I think if I rotate I may be able to hit, which is indeed the case. Okay, 2 puzzles done and now the next.
瑟利姆，需要帮助吗？不要勉强。
Thelema, do you need help? Don't push yourself too hard.
多管闲事。
None of your business.
向我低头吧，给我退下，好好表现哦。
一起上来。
到此为止。
Man, technically Lantern is only the one who even benefits from
处死方
having
休。
no shadows anymore. Like she literally
咬紧牙关。
no like save
撑着，
more or
再
less.
来一下。躺好了，
I think she had enough training.
交给我吧。
Okay, next question. If would you prefer something relaxing or exciting?
轻松刺激，看起来是个很有挑战性的题目呢。
Relaxing, thrilling. Looks like a tough question.
既然之前是希娜自告奋勇，这一次就由我来吧。
Since Senna stood up to answer the previous one, this time I will do it.
我猜问题多半和战斗有关，我也可以。
I guess it's probably about battle, so I can do it too.
寻梦者，交给你来选择吧。
Rimsika, you call. Yeah, let's go Lantern, do it. You should answer this question. If you could choose your style of entertainment, would you prefer something relaxing or exciting?
这问题，
This question
应
should
该
have
会选
chosen
择
the relaxing
轻
one.
松一些的。
I'm skipping the alliance. Okay, so and then we get like the explanation why. But I mean, come on. I don't think that Lantern do really like battling all the time. You just have to, you know.
交给我吧。你果然迟疑了。 做一柄枪生活得太久，已经忘记什么是娱乐了吗？
You hesitated as expected. You have lived as a hired gun for so long that you have forgotten what entertainment is.
只是一时没有反应过来。既然是享乐之术的地盘，出现这样的问题也不意外。你们怎么也是这副表情？
I just never realized. Since this is the shoes of pleasure turf, it's no surprise something like this would have happened. What's with the look on your faces?
灯居然更喜欢轻松的娱乐方式，真是完全没想到。
Lantern expects relaxing form of entertainment? I didn't expect that.
我还以为灯休息的时候都在练枪，或者找谁打一架。
I thought Lantern relaxed by practicing shooting, or maybe picking fights? Nah, come on, she's doing it all the time.
在你们眼里，我到底是什么形象？
What kind of person do you take me for?
没有工作的时候，我也喜欢去酒吧待上整晚消磨时间。不过，那都是组织还在时的事了。
When I'm not working, I like to spend my nights at the bar. But that was when the organization still existed.
这样的话，也许可以让寻梦者推荐几家店。欧夏的酒吧应该别有一番风味。
Maybe Entropy can recommend a few restaurants then. Bars in Osha should offer something different.
那么，下次一起去陈学姐最喜欢的酒吧怎么样？不过，希娜只可以喝气泡果汁。
Let's go to Cheng Shui's favorite bar next time. But Thénardier is only allowed to drink juice.
怎么这样？
Oh man.
对了，寻梦者，刚才的问题，如果是你会怎么回答呢？
By the way, Dreamseeker, how would you have answered that question?
我想想，
Let me think. I also prefer relaxing one.
比如去撸撸猫，我很能理解呢。
You mean like petting a cat? No, that I can get behind.
听起来很有趣。说好了，下次摸鱼的时候一定要记得带上我。
Sounds fun. It's a deal. And remember to bring me with the next time you are slacking off.
别说的我好像总是在摸鱼啊。
You make it sound like I'm always slacking off.
好了，继续前进吧。
Alright, let's keep it moving. Okay. Man, this corridor is huge. Another episode only in corridor.
你很喜欢这种麻烦的事情。
Are you into
毕竟我
troublesome
是
like
头脑
this?
派，
I'm
和只会
all
战斗的
about
莽夫不
brain
一
after
样。
all. Muscle is not my style. Okay, that one looks kinda difficult. So what do we have? Okay, we don't have this one. That one. Rotate. Move. Okay, if we hit this one, by the way, can we unlock it or is it just something left? Ah, it's getting back to it. Okay, there's really not that much options. What is the point of moving it up? Not really. I don't know if I even... Oh, I see. We can replace it. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Down. Move down. You know that we can replace it. We can also rotate. And this one disappear. We have now two sources? No, we only have, to deal with this one source. If I rotate it and then move you aside, I can eradicate another one. It's kind of good. So I can also rotate and move 2 times, or like even 1 time directly. And only 1 left. And this one I can only move to right and rotate. Done. It looked much more complicated than before. And then at the start. Okay, there's some moving around shenanigans. Move up, but there's no need to move this up right now. Here's one. Can I rotate the source? Bob? I don't know, I can't shut the source down. I don't know why, but I can do it. Move down, rotate, and alright. That won't work either. I was actually thinking I will hit this one. Then... Can only rotate here. Doesn't do much. Okay, let's go back to the original one. Then we can like shoot down, but it also doesn't do a lot either. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, move up and then move left. And rotate one. Okay, now that that's done, can now move up and rotate right. You down and you go back. Right and down. What is left? Yeah, you are left. You should just move up. Monsters? And after monsters, I guess.
我们也来帮忙。
They're here to help, Lantern.
走你！轮到我了，给我退下！开宴在即，到此为止。逃跑环节到此结束，靠你接应了。
After monsters, we should have one of the questions. And probably this time we will answer it as first. But I think it doesn't make any big of a difference. 上路吧！ Oh yeah, this is like before the boss battle. Yeah, I think we are close to the end. Pleasure.
这么语焉不详的提示，瑟利姆，你真会出题。
So vague. Thelema, you are certainly good at asking questions.
针对每个人设计不同的题目，我可没有那种闲工夫。
Design different questions for different people. I don't have that much time to waste.
这场审核本质上是为了测试受验者的性格和忠诚，所以题目也由他们的心境生成。
The nature of this review is to examine the character and loyalty of the testees. So the questions are based on their state of mind.
至于如何分辨他们有没有说谎，只需要将他们的回答与我所探知到的思想做比较就好。啊，说到这个，这台装置能完善到这种程度，我还要感谢小斯拉呢。
As for telling apart truth and lie, I only need to compare their answers with the thoughts I have read. Speaking of this, I have to thank little Sarah for perfecting this machine.
影子的力量还真是方便啊！
The power of shadows come so handy.
可是之前的题目并没有特别的指向性。
But it seemed the questions before were not precisely targeted.
那只能说你们实在太没有紧迫感了。
To that, I will have to say, you lot are missing a sense of urgency.
嘿嘿，毕竟我们只是来参观的嘛。
After all, we are only here for a tour.
倒是这道题，从谜面上就推荐了回答者呢。
Speaking of the question, it looks like it's intended for someone specific.
是啊，
Yeah, it's me.
问题的指向这么明确，反而有些像是陷阱。瑟利姆，保持警觉。
The question is so markedly targeted that it looks like a trap. Thelema, stay sharp.
放心，身为享乐之术，怎么能逃避享乐？
No
交
worries.
给我吧。
At the show of pleasure, I never run back from pleasure. Just leave it to me. If you have to lose the power you were once so proud of, would you still be able to really indulge in pleasure? And the timer doesn't even go down right now. I think the answer, she already answered it, and the answer is yes.
糟糕，怎么偏偏是这个问题？真是哪壶不开提哪壶。
Oh shoot, how come it's this question of all of the possible ones?
就这点能耐吗？我当然可以。
That's it? Of course I can. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
瑟利姆，他的脸色好差，没事吧？
Thelema, she looks terrible. Is she alright?
我
瑟利姆，你还好吗？
Thelema, are you alright?
少啰嗦。
Cut it off.
糟糕，时间不多了。
Oh no, the time is running out.
当然了，就算没有了影的力量，我也
Of course, even without the power of shadows, I can still.
我也一样可以支配一切，不管是人心，还是你们这些异物。所以，我当然可以。
I can still dominate everything. Be it common people hearts, or abomination like you. So of course I can.
随心享乐。
Enjoy myself as much as I desire. We pass? With Thelema's response, the device emitted a blinding light followed by a loud noise. The ground beneath her feet began shaking violently, and a wave of heat rose to her face. The world spun. When everything calmed, you found you all outside the room, and you were being carried on Senadia's shoulder.
询问者，你没事吧？
Dreamseeker, are you alright? Thenejia smiled and put you down.
没事，就是有几秒像搭上了过山车，直到现在，我的心脏还在狂跳不止。
I'm fine. It just feels like I was on a roller coaster for a second there. My heart is still pounding.
是我跳得太高了吗？时间紧迫，来不及多想吗？要不是爆炸之前有灯提醒，我一定来不及反应。
Did I jump too high? Time is running out. There's no time to think. If Lantern did not warn me about the explosion, I would not have had time to react.
不愧是瑟利姆，所谓的小惩罚，竟然这么刺激。
That's Thelema for you. Awfully exceeding for a little penalty though. But the one responsible for the explosion had a terrible expression.
灯，这就是你对我这位主人的尊重。
Lantern, is this how you show your master respect?
哦，
别摆出一副事不关己的样子。我虽然失去了预示影子的能力，但眼光没有变差。
Don't act so indifferent. I may have lost the ability to control shadows, but not my acuteness.
在我说出答案之前，你就已经做好了带我们逃离的准备。早在看到完整问题的那一刻，你就笃定我的回答会被认定为谎言。
Before I gave you an answer, you were already prepared to take us out of here. The moment you knew the whole question, you already knew I was going to lie.
谎言。等一下，斯利姆，
Lie? Wait, Thelema.
是啊，从你带着寻梦者他们进入回廊的时候起，我就明白你的想法。你并不相信，以现在的我可以解决一切。
Yeah, the moment you took Entropy's group into the corridor, I understood your thoughts. You don't believe I can fix everything on my own now.
但是，你绝不该像这样轻视我。
However, you should have never belittled me as such.
抱歉，虽然承诺听从你的安排，也愿意信任你，但我
Sorry, I agreed to follow your orders, and I'm willing to trust you, but I...
你更愿意相信另一种可能。就算表现得再若无其事，我也早已不复从前。甚至
You would rather believe another possibility. Even if I act as if nothing is wrong, I'm no longer the woman I was. I
连我自己都无法骗过。
could not even fool myself. Thelema said it one word at a time, as if she would be struck down by her own words if she spoke any faster. Even though she had maintained her pride for a former Nobel, the dissipation of her power and the pain in her body still brought a crack to her mind. No matter how hard she tried to hide it, the fissure was ultimately captured by the power of the shadow remaining on the device, and crumbled the moment she faced her self-examination.
不，如果是这样，他不会这么失态。瑟利姆真正在意的是，
No, if that was all, she would not have lost her composure. What was really bothering Thelema was
他的犹豫和退缩，早就被灯看在了眼里。
Thelema has already picked up on her hesitation. The proud Lady Thelema was fine accepting failure and pain. She could have accepted losing everything she owned. But to accept the contemptuous pity of her companions.
瑟利姆，你听我说，我的确有个类似的想法，但
Thelema, listen to me. I thought the same way once, but...
行了，等，别再说下去了。
Alright, Lantern. That's enough.
你应该知道，我最不需要的就是同情。
You ought to know. I don't need anyone's sympathy.
好了，去下一个房间吧。
Alright then. Let's head to the next room.
斯利姆，你的脸色很不好，真的没关系吗？
Thelema, you don't look so good. Are you sure you are alright?
不必担心，我的状态还没有糟糕到只能躺在地上等人搀扶的程度。
Don't worry. I'm well enough to not have anyone carry me around.
贵族从不食言。既然答应了带你们参观我的回廊，那么无论如何，我都会履行承诺。
Nobility means never breaking a promise. I have agreed to show you around my corridor, and that's just what I aim to do. After that, Thelema felt silent and led them forward. The atmosphere remained stagnated until they reached the gate to the hall. Thelema gave a silent gaze back towards everyone and walked into the lobby.
还是变成了这样。
So, this is how it is.
抱歉，没帮上什么忙。
I'm sorry, I wasn't much help.
不，多亏了你们，否则我大概一开始就会被瑟利姆请出门去。
No, it's all thanks to you. If it were not for you, Thelema would have politely asked me to leave from the very start.
以你的能力，解决回廊的异变不算难事。你是因为瑟利姆才需要我们帮忙的？
Thanks to your abilities, solving what's going on in the corridor has not been all that hard. Are you the reason Thelema needs our help? Lantern felt silent for a moment before agreeing.
我不怎么会安慰人，而且我和瑟利姆的脾性实在相差太远。
I'm not all that good at comforting others, and Thelema and I just too far apart.
他不屑于向任何人示弱，隐灾才刚刚平息，我不想再看到无谓的伤亡。
She refuses to show anyone weakness. The shadow calamity has just upseeded, and I didn't want to see any more unnecessary casualties.
灯虽然总是一副不苟言笑的样子，倒是非常细心嘛。
Lantern may look reticent, but she's actually very thoughtful. Lantern coughed lightly and didn't say anything for a while.
不过，我现在发现自己可能做错了。
But now I realize that I have made a mistake.
啊？什么意思？
Huh? What do you mean? When Lantern was about to explain, Thelema's voice came from deep within the hall. Thelema?
这是
This is... The anomaly before them executed the same air, but felt even more dangerous.
从强度判断，这就是淤积的源头。
Judging by its strength, this is the source of the sediment.
只要解决了它，就能清除回廊的异象，对吧？那我们快行动起来！
If we finish it, we can clean the corridor of anomalies, right? Then, let's get to it.
不必了，我一个人来解决它。
No need. I will finish it myself.
作为主人，有义务为宾客扫清尘垢，备好房间。这可是我的宅邸，这件事应该由我来做，也只能由我来做。
As the host, it is my duty to dust and prepare rooms for my guests. This is my estate. So, this should be done by me and only me.
可是瑟利姆，你现在的身体状况，啊，灯，
But Thelema, your condition? Huh? Lantern?
没关系，让他去吧。
It's okay. Let her go.
他说的没错，这场战斗
She's
应该由
right.
他来完成。
This battle is hard to fight.
失去了影的力量，只不过是让我身体更接近普通人。
Losing the power of shadows only brought me closer to a common enough physically.
但这可不代表我接受了威名与崇仰，还能蜷缩于人后。
But this doesn't mean I will curl up behind others after accepting prestige and adoration.
在狼丘，在他们眼中，我依然是支配人心的贵族。那么
In the eyes of the people of Langchu, I'm still a noble who dominates minds.
身为贵族，就要肩负起贵族的责任。
As a noble, I must shoulder the enduring responsibility. Shadow Thelema.
拙劣的模仿，
Ah, poor
因为
imitation.
化作了我的样
What do you
子，
think you can
就能
compare
和我
with
比
me
肩，
solely by assuming my form?
可笑至极。
Ah, ridiculous.
小心，
Thelema, be careful.
大惊小怪，
Ah, fuzzy.
真讽刺。
Poor
你
iconic.
只是我力量的残
I
子，
drank all my power could call upon the abilities I no longer could.
即使如此，
But even so,
我是一副傀
it's
儡。
merely a puppet.
看吧，
See?
假货
A
始
fake
终
is
是
a
假
fake.
货。嘿，哼哼即便拥有我的能力，化作
Even
我
if you
的
have
形
my
貌，
powers and
你
form,
永远无法取代
you
我。
will never replace me.
过来，嘿，嘿，嘿，嘿，感觉如何？嘿，嘿，嘿，哼，挣扎吧，哼，感觉如何？挣扎吧，开宴在即，护从引证，齐颂我名。到此为止。
Oh my god. Escape,
还是
escape,
这副
escape,
粗重
escape.
愚笨的外形比较适合你。
This clumsy witnessing appearance fits your
没完没了的战斗，还真是
intense
没意
battling is simply boring.
这样下去，
I can barely maintain elegance in this if this is gone as goes on.
该结束了。
Let's
小小
you.
严苛的工作结束了，接下
I
来
have welcomed the
轮到
guest
清理
in.
废弃了。
No, I will clear and throw out the trash.
雇佣帮手战斗是你最擅长的事
Hiring
情。
others to fight is that you can do best, isn't it? Ah,
我价格还挺
I
便宜的。
changed also change
到
responsibility.
此为止那就要看
It depends on whatever
你
you
有
are
没有为我
worth
服务的价
on
值。
serving me.
开宴在即，既然都来做客，哪有受了款待吃
I'm
白饭
guessing
的
I'm
道理？
obliged to pay the host back in some way.
寻梦者，我们也来帮忙。
Dream Seeker,
狂
you
宴
have come to help.
与我同欢。嘿，真正的盛宴还没让你们体验呢。
You have yet to experience the real feast. Let's go.
想去哪儿呀？哈，给我退下！哈，过来！嘿，哈，到此为止。面目可憎的畸形之物，
Disappear,
此消失。
you monstrosity.
这里
This
不
is
是
no
你可以
place
燃
for
起的
you.
地方。共舞享乐，
Let's dance to pleasure until our last breath.
这场战斗还算尽兴，连之前的不快也消散了一些。
This battle was quite enjoyable. Even my displeasure has disappeared a little.
斯利姆，你的身体看起来比之前好了不少。
Thelema, your body looks much healthier than before.
别说的我好像得了什么绝症一样，本来也在慢慢恢复。
Don't talk as if I have terminated illness. I have been recovering.
话是这么说，但你的恢复速度真惊人，是因为你赢了刚才的战斗吗？
But still, you are recovering at a shocking rate. Is it because you won this battle?
是因为之前的问答装置，我能感觉到，在解决它之后，之前受到拘束的属于瑟利姆自身的力量在缓慢回流。
It's because of that quiz device. I can sense that after solving it, the power that has constrained and belonged to Thelema is slowly flowing back.
解决装置？什么意思啊？我好像什么都没有发现。
Solved? The device? What do you mean? I don't think I saw anything.
我也是刚刚在战斗中看到了幻化成瑟利姆的异象才想通。
I didn't come to it until I saw the anomaly morph into Thelema in that battle.
瑟利姆说过，那台装置的原理是将回答者的答案与瑟利姆感知到的答案对比，每一次感知其想法，会为答案赋予享乐之树的烙印。
Thelema said the device works by comparing the answer provided with the answer Thelema sensed. Each time she sends a thought, a brand of the shoe of pleasure is given to your answer.
而瑟利姆的回答就相当于为答案赋予新的烙印。无论做出怎样的回答，作为装置创造者的瑟利姆，理应都会被判定为正确。
And Thelema's answering gave the answer a new brand. She could have answered anything, and since she created the device, it should have been judged as correct.
可是刚刚装置明明爆炸了呀！
Huh? But the device exploded.
难道重点是作为装置创造者的瑟利姆吗？装置的力量来源于瑟利姆操控影的能力，那么在全能被收回后，他所遵循的依然是曾经的规则。
Wait, is the key the device creator, who is Thelema? The device is powered by her ability to control shadows. So after her authority is rewoken, it still follows the old rules?
也就是我的影子，或者说，曾经的我。
Which is my shadow, or rather, my former self. The Thelema then would have never imagined that there would be a day when she could not even control her own body. The residual power must be unable to foreknow how she would think after falling into this situation.
也就是说，装置之所以会爆炸，并不是因为瑟利姆做出了违心的回答，而是因为残留的享乐全能与如今瑟利姆本身的力量两相对抗所导致的。
In other words, the device exploded not because Thelema answered insincerely, but because the remaining authority of pleasure and Thelema's own power are clashing?
多半是了。至于是否违心，比起我，还是当事人更有发言权吧。
Very probable. As for whatever the answer was insincere, she has the say on that.
不愧是现今还有资格保留七术之名的人，轻易察觉到了连本人都没有发现的真相。
I see why you still deserve the title of a Shu. You easily detected the truth that even escaped me.
没有什么资格不资格，无论是否拥有御影之能，七术永远都是七术。
There's no such thing as deserving. Regardless of whatever they can rule shadows, the seven Shu are always the seven Shus.
你也永远是支配着享乐的瑟利姆。
And you always will be the Thelema, who rules pleasure.
你这算是对之前冒犯的一点迂回的致歉？
Oh? Are you indirectly apologizing for offending me earlier?
原来瑟利姆本人也没有发现装置爆炸的真相。
Even Thelema did not discover the truth behind the device explosion.
这样看来，他之前的愤怒，除了对灯的态度，也有对自己的怒其不争吧。
It seems she was angry not only at Lenter's attitude, but also her own negligence.
刚才的话是我的真心直言，但我的确需要向你道歉。
I meant what I said, but I do need to apologize to you.
之前我是有过这样的想法，比起逞强的去自称贵族，如果能接受现实，认可作为普通人的自己，接受同伴的帮助，对现在的你来说或许更好。
I had that thoughts before. Rather than clinging to your noble birth, it would be better for you to accept the reality, acknowledge your status as a commoner, and allow your companions to help you.
因为你就是靠这样的想法活下来的，是吗？
Because that's how you survived.
我没有别的意思。
I wasn't implying anything.
你说的没错，这就是破气之术的生存之道。
You were not wrong. This is the way of survival for the shoe of destruction. Accepting the reality of being a commoner, recognize one's powerlessness, and continue going forwards with such resentment. This was the part he has followed for 100 years.
但你不是我，而是享乐的瑟利姆。
But you are not me. You are Thelema of pleasure. The conceited shoe of pleasure would accept her incompetence, but would never lose her head.
刚才的战斗让我彻底意识到，即便不再能操纵影子，你依然可以支配一切，哪怕是支配曾经的自己。
The battle earlier made me realize that, even though you could no longer control shadows, you could still control everything, even the former yourself.
原来你偶尔也能说出叫人舒心的话。
I didn't know you were capable of comforting people.
看在你还算诚恳的份上，我对你之前的冒犯既往不咎。
Seeing you are quite sincere, I will forgive you for offending me earlier.
如果你失去了曾经强大的能力，你是否还能随心享乐？
If you lost your great power, could you still indulge in pleasure as you please?
多余的问题。无论何时，无论何种境地，我来回答，那肯定是
A redundant question. No matter the situation, my answer is always yes.
是瑟利姆应该说出的话。你确实不会享乐之名。
It's what Thelema would say. You deserve your title.
那还用说？你怎么也变得这么聒噪？不过是些不值一提的事，不谈这个了。
And when have you gotten so noisy? Let's not dwell on this petty matter any longer.
那我们谈谈报酬的问题。
Then, let's talk about payment.
想不到灯平时不苟言笑，原来也是会开玩笑的嘛。
I thought Lanterna was too serious to crack jokes.
不是玩笑吗？
What? It wasn't a joke?
没问题，给你的酬劳我一分不会少。不过现在嘛，
Worry not. You won't receive one less penny. But for now,
稍作休息再随我来吧。刚才只是扫清了尘杂，回廊的享乐之行才刚刚开始呢。
take a break, then come with me. We only did some sweeping. The journey of pleasure into the corridor has just begun.
好耶！
Hey. But I think this is end for us, right?
总算能让咱顺口气儿了。
And with this, have anywhere to craft. With this, we actually end our event. You're my best pal, no matter in or out of the dream. My god. And we actually got a message from... I don't know. And with this, it is technically last quest. Well, I still have some side stories to do. One day, exploration impact will be here soon too. Well, that's it for the patch 7.6. And only 4 hours left until the 7.7. The new main story chapter, I think. I did not quite understood what we have for event, but whatever. That was a nice story about Thelema and how she still has her own pride. So thank you for watching, listen. I wish you a good day, night, afternoon.
每个地方的烟火气
And
都不一样呢。
see you in version 7.7. Which is like a number, by the way, in China. Or maybe... never mind. Take care. Are you surprised to receive my letter? This thought only struck me when I was penning this letter. But don't you think we have been through lots together? Thank you for placing your trust in me. Without you, an ordinary girl like me would not be able to protect those bustling streets I cherish so much. As a token of my gratitude, I have prepared a small gift for you. I hope you like it. May luck shine upon you and your journey be smooth sailing. Hopefully the story we have written will live on forever.